Hello, I'm Alienadin, and despite all appearances, I love guitar. Alright, so today I would like to talk about my 5 most influential guitar albums, and there have been many, but these were, firsts when I really got into shredding, so to speak. The first one, I don't even remember how I came to it. I don't know if my parents had it or a friend left it there. No, I think it was a vinyl actually. Yeah, of a friend of my father's or my mother's partner, to be more precise. Anyway, I was blown away, and I think it's a well-kept secret, that album. Not many people know of it, and especially the guitarist is uh, quite, mysterious to many, and not much is known about him, and he hasn't been an influence on a whole lot of people, but to me, he was pretty big, and I'm speaking of none other than Eddie Van Halen and Van Halen 1. So this album, really rocked my world, so to speak. I love the singing as well, and I'm very sensitive to voices. So David Lee Roth's voice is so cool, has a lot of blues and raspiness to it, and rock and roll flavors. And yeah, this album is just filled with fantastic riffs, grooves, melodies, and soloing, courtesy of Eddie Van Halen. So, of course, Eruption, just blew my mind. And I loved Ice Cream Man. I listened to that up and down as well. So, yeah, huge album. Of course, it's not instrumental, but still, it's a guitar album for sure. And just amazing. Loved it, and definitely learned Eruption by ear. I had the main passages down pretty well, I think. Maybe I recorded it on some cassette tape. Anyway, the next one was another accidental discovery. It was on cassette, and it was an actual bought cassette tape, I believe. I think it had the cover, but I might be mistaken. And it was definitely not my parents, because they would never listen to this kind of music. So maybe also that friend. I don't remember what his name was, but anyway, I listened to it and I was just amazed by the sheer speed. And of course, I'm speaking of Yngwie J. Malmsteen and his beautiful, tasteful cover of Trilogy, and the title track, Trilogy, Suite Opus 5. Yeah, just wow, incredible guitar work, and the beginning, and so on. It was just epic, and I loved it. It took me years to find out that the other sound was actually keyboards. I thought that was also him just using a different sound. The jewels he always has. And so, yeah, that was kind of funny. I saw him live once, and I was the luckiest guy, because I can't stand the high-pitched singing, and yeah, this kind of music is really not my cup of tea. So I was extremely fortunate that the singer had just fallen ill. So he did 1.5 or 2 hours of all his instrumental tunes. I was in heaven, shredding non-stop. It was incredible. So perfect Yngwie Malmsteen concert for me. I think I have all of his CDs up until Inspiration, and then so okay, I think I've got the picture. But yeah, he plays incredibly well. He does his thing, and if you're a fan of that, then that's cool. Don't understand why he plays a 21 fret Strat in the ugliest color and all that, but whatever floats your boat. Anyway, the next one, or the next two, probably, yeah, two of my biggest influences as well. And I remember it was Christmas season, and my mom, my sister, and I went to a little town to go shopping, and I was allowed to buy 2 CDs. Pretty incredible. And I think I had been recommended these two by a musician friend of my mother's partner, and they were Steve Weiss' Passion and Warfare. Just look at the cover and you know you're in for a treat. And oh gosh, the guitar, the swirled universe, you know, it was just something else. And it really transported me into another world, you know, of weird sounds and interesting stories. And the audience is listening was a wet boy's dream. I mean, that's exactly what I would have written at that age if I had had the guitar skills. Erotic nightmares, right? Just liberty, simply epic. The Animal, I've always loved that one. Then For the Love of God, I don't really get why this is so immensely popular. I much prefer Tender Surrender, which I think is just beautiful and builds up so wonderfully, as well as Whispering a Prayer. I think that's a masterpiece. It's just so delicate, and yeah, that's really skillful. But anyway, Blue Powder, you know, Sisters, such a great variety of styles as well. And I looked at the cover and at the guitar and the inside poster for, you know, forever, and I listened to it day and night. Steve Vai. Later I learned that, you know, he was in Frank Zappa's band, so, or he had been prior to this. So doing impossible guitar parts, it's just absolutely astonishing. Anyway, the next one has always been one of my favorites, Joe Satriani. What can you say? It's Joe, you know, Flying in a Blue Dream, the title track. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I just love it, and I listened to it so many times, just countless times. The mystical potato head groove thing, I know, so whimsical, strange. I enjoyed that groovy one. And then, of course, The Forgotten Part 2 really showcases his amazing feel, his dynamic playing, his phrasing, his bluesiness, and he really can paint a musical landscape better than most. He just knows music so well that he you know, creates these moods and atmospheres with his harmonies and melodies, and yeah, it's just magical. You know, I looked at this guitar forever, and so cool. I love the last CD, the Elephants of Mars. I have it over there. A great CD. Highly recommend checking it out. Maybe on vinyl even if you're into that. And the last one I was recommended by a drummer friend of my mother's partner, who was a huge guitar music fan as well, and who played drums in a sort of a Mr. Big style band, and which featured you know, the best guitarist I had ever seen. And anyway, it was none other than Greg Howe and his album Introspection, which forever changed my life. This was the kind of music that I really enjoyed, you know, the whole package, cool grooves, beautiful melodies, impeccable timing and phrasing, soaring leads, you know, especially with the wide intervallic tapping licks. It was just, oh, flying, you know. It was incredible. And the Fender HM Strat was something I had to have, and gladly I do own one, as I do a Gem Custom, but this is one that I had made specifically to my taste because I don't like rosewood fingerboards and I love blue, and I think it came out amazingly well in the end. It was quite a journey, but Anyway, I've seen Greg Howe live twice, and he's such a nice chap. I talked to him for hours, and we geeked out over guitars and guitarists and maple fingerboards, of which he's a fan as well. Then I've seen Joe Satriani once, and I have a ticket for next April. He's coming, and yeah, it was a fantastic concert. It was the tour after the Joe Satriani titled album, I think, which came out in 1996. Love that one. It's fantastic. I've even seen Steve Vai's 25th anniversary Passionate Warfare tour, and it was incredibly loud. I mean, really ear-piercingly loud. And it's not fun because my ears rang for 2 days after that. Next time, definitely earplugs are a must. And I've seen him at least 1 or 2 other times. Yeah, Malmsteen once, Van Halen unfortunately never. But that's it. What are your most influential guitar albums or guitarists? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, please click like to show your appreciation, and hopefully see you in the next one. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. Hilly Anadin out. Bye bye.